Hey guys, so I'm going to show you a new little technique to do some pretty cool stuff in Photoshop. But I need to show you some other little examples before I get into that. And so, okay, here's the thing. In graphic design, one buzzword is typography. Pretty important. It is the art and stylings of letters and numbers type. Basically, typography is the way that you treat letters in a design. And so I'm going to show you ultimately how to do this, how to put something both in and coming out of letters. So the tiger is confined within the letters, but also certain parts are coming out. Okay, so here's the thing. If you go and get some inspiration from online, I go often to International Movie Poster Awards.com. It's IMPAwards.com. And just look at movie posters, see the new ones that are coming out. They will often have some creative ways of using type. So landline, and it looks like an old telephone cord. Or this one, there's someone standing on top of the letters, someone inside the letters. So to do that kind of thing, if you wanted to make something like this where the letter extends, I typed out the word defensive and the word line, like in football. Do you see how the layer looks different? It has a T beside it. That's because it was typed out. It's editable with type. I can change the font. I can change the color of it. I can do anything I want to do. But in order to do certain things to it, I need to make it a normal layer, make it out of pixels, make it not typed. And so I'm going to right click it and go to where it says rasterize type. That just means convert it to a normal layer, basically make it out of normal pixels. Same with this one. Right click it, go to rasterize type, fancy word for make it normal, make it regular out of pixels. And so if I'm on the layer that says line and I select around a certain part of the letter, I can hit Command T, which is going to free transform it. What I don't want to do, if I'm using the newest version of Photoshop, is just click and drag it. It'll expand it. If you're using an older version of Photoshop, it'll just stretch it the way you want it to. But the newest version is going to expand it. So I'm going to hit Command Z, step backward. Instead, if I hit Command T, again, which is transform, I can hold the Shift button. And when I hold the Shift button, that keeps it to where it goes straight. I usually go a little further than necessary, just so it doesn't have like a little white border or something like that. So if I want to do the same on the word defensive, I can go around just maybe one portion of the letter E. And again, I'm going to hit Command T, which means transform. If I'm using the newest version of Photoshop, I need to hold Shift so that it keeps it straight. Otherwise, it's going to expand the width of it too. Go a little bit further than necessary. And that way, if I do go further than necessary, if I choose to move it, it still can kind of not ultimately have that white border like this right here. I just have a little leeway with it like that right there. So anyway, there's one little thing you can do. I always go and get inspiration and ideas. Again, here's another person standing on top of the letter. Here's one where everything's black and white except the letters are a cool font and they just match the subject. Just keeps it cohesive, keeps it where it sticks together. Here's one where same, everything is dark except for the letter. The letters are bright red, but it has a bunch of pictures on the inside. This is pretty common. People put pictures inside letters pretty often like this. And I'll show you how to do that a very, very easy way. But then also, I wanted to show you how to do something a little extra where like the picture is inside the letters, but also it comes outside. So this guy he's inside and outside the letters. And this one, the family man, so he's inside the letters, but then in some parts, like his hand is not confined by the letters. And I don't know, is that lettuce? Is this lettuce, Chloe? Or cabbage, or just flowers or something? This right here, what is that? What's your guess? I don't know. Anyway, do you see how he's inside the letters, but some parts come outside the letters? You see that? Like the straps, they come out and the lettuce comes out. So to do that, Chloe, do you want me to show you how to do it since I'm going to show these people anyway? Okay. Okay. So here's the words Auburn High. And here is a tiger that a student drew. So, okay, there's a trick to it. If I right click the layer with a tiger, I have to make sure it is right above the words Auburn High. If I make it up higher, it's 2 layers up. It won't work that way. It needs to be directly above. It's the hat. Here's the head, here's the hat. And so you're going to come sit with me. If I right click this layer and I go to where it says create clipping mask, a clipping mask is going to only see the parts that are visible on the layer below. So when I do that, it only shows the tiger inside the letters. And the good news is it's kind of like a window. Like I can move it, and you see how it's just like looking through a window, right? Mm-hmm. So again, I'm going to step backward and show you one more time. It has to be right on the layer above Auburn High. Right click it, go to clipping mask. Here's the thing though, he's only in the letters, and we want him to come also outside the letters. So if I release the clipping mask right here, now he's outside, but I want some parts to be inside, right? Mm-hmm. So one thing that I don't want to do is just go in and erase. Let me get it on like a normal eraser and shrink it a little bit. I don't want to just erase certain parts because he's outside the letters, but now he's not inside the letters, right? Mm-hmm. So here's the catch. I end up making 2 copies, 2 clones of the same layer. So I'm going to drag this to the new layer button, and I have 2 of them. See, there's 2 tigers. And look, if I move it, you can see that there are 2. But I don't want to really move it. I'm going to step backward. One's right on top of the other. Let me hide one, and we'll just use one. So this one, I'm going to make it into a clipping mask. Remember about that? Mm-hmm. And then it sees through like a window, right? Let me move it so that I can see its face a little better. And now on the other one, I turn it on. I can erase out, because if I erase out of the top one, guess what I see through to? Bottom. The bottom one, right? So let's see, let's erase out maybe all this. Maybe that letter B right there. Maybe a little more from the letter G. You know what, let's get a good chunk of it. Be something like that. And tell you what, you want to have one paw in and one paw out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so which paw do you want to get erased? Okay, so let's just erase that. And so I'll show you what it really looks like. It looks like this. One layer looks like this. The other layer is making it where you can't tell that we erased out too much. So let me do it all again. I'm going to step backward and get it to where, let's see, I'm doing a lot of step backwards. We'll just throw this one away, and we will make this right back to normal, release clipping mask. So here's the way it started, and then I'm going to make a clone of it, drag it to the new layer button, and the first one, we'll right click it and go to create clipping mask. So it's inside the letters. The other one is the one that we can erase out of. So look, I'll just show you now. If we erase out, then it looks like it's erasing it invisibly. But when we turn this one on, that's what makes it where you can't tell. You can't tell that it's being erased. And so I can erase as much as I choose to and make it so that only certain parts. If I want to, I can be really picky too. By the way, I can zoom in and I could really carefully crop out just his ear and face or something like that. Go around. I won't take the time to be super careful now, but if I wanted to, I could, and I could hit delete. And there we go. Let me get this off of there. And then okay. Let me erase that part out right there. Good call. So anyway, that's the way to do it. I'm going to show you on one more, and then we'll get out of here. So let's just erase this one this time. And really, again, it's 2 layers. There's one that looks like that, but underneath it, there's another one It looks like this. And when you combine the two, one is inside the letters and the other comes outside the letters. So here's one more. Let me get this up a little bit. Here's another Auburn High, and here's another tiger drawn by the same student. So I'm going to make a clone of this tiger. One of the clones will right click it and go to clipping mask, and I can move it if I want to, anywhere I want to. The other tiger, I'm going to erase out, but it's only going to erase out certain parts. Tell you what, because I want to see what's what, I'm going to make this a little lighter of an opacity so I can see where I am, and go ahead and start to erase out the unnecessary parts. You can make the eraser larger if you want to, but you don't have to do that. And so let's go ahead and erase out some more. Every now and then I may check out myself and just put this back on 100% to see how it's looking. What you think?
Okay.
Let's see. Tell you what, one thing we could do, Chloe, let me step backward. We could just use the magic wand tool and select all that dark area and just hit delete. And that gets a good chunk of it for us. So one tiger looks like this. The other tiger looks like this. And now we start erasing out the extra parts. So will you tell me what parts you want me to erase out? Erase out most of it so you can read it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll leave the face mostly there. Erase out maybe that much and let some of it come out. What do you think? You want me to erase his eyes or not?
Yeah.
Maybe just his snout could come out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it so that some of the ears come out. Let's see, can you read that as Auburn High? If we need to do a little more.
I can.
Can. If we needed to, we could erase as much as we want. And if we're unhappy, we can step backward. So one layer looks like this. We erased out a bunch of it. The other layer looks like this. When you combine the two, one is inside, the other comes outside. And you pick and choose as much as you want. Here's that other example. So that's that. Hey, so we were talking about this the other day before I let you guys go. Okay, in The Little Mermaid, Chloe, tell them about the song that's kind of confusing. Do you remember what she says?
In a song in The Little Mermaid, she says, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
Right. So I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now. So let me cut out one line. I don't know when, but I know something's starting right now. That doesn't make sense. I don't know when, but I know something's starting right now. Well, that's when, right now. So if you take out more lines, it's really like, I don't know, but I know. That's basically what she's saying. So, okay. If you have any questions, let me know. rccox@auburnschools.org. And I think that's it. Y'all have a good one.